Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Distinguished professors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am very honored to have been chosen as the person to address the word of cordial welcome to all the participants to the 17th International Conference on Engineering of Modern Electric Materials, Electric Systems, organized by the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology from the University of Oradea, in collaboration with the Romania section of CAS-CS Joint Chapter, the Association of Romanian Electrical Electronics Engineers, and the Association for Integrated Electrical Engineering and Industrial Management. We are grateful for their presence here to the two members from the managerial section of our university, namely Professor Anca Otilia Dodescu, Prorector of Oradea University, and Professor Vasile Aurel Căuș, the President of Oradea University Senate. We are also pleased to welcome here the two conference chairmen, Professors Florin Constantinescu from Polytechnica University of Bucharest and Professor Francisc Ioan Hatazi from the University of Oradea. We are equally obliged to the presence of Professors Ioan Florea Hânțilă from the Polytechnica University of Bucharest, to Professor Mircea Ioan Gordan from the University of Oradea, to Professor Teodor Leuca from the University of Oradea as well, to Professor Alexandru Pele, the Dean of the Faculty of Management and Technological Engineering, and Professor Eugen Macocian, the Dean of Faculty of Informatics and Sciences. In what follows, I'm going to invite Professor Liviu Moldovan to address some words on behalf of the organizing committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Veronica. Thank you so much. Dear participants, guests, colleagues, welcome to the 17th edition of our conference. The first edition, in collaboration with IEEE, took place in 2015. Thank you very much, Professor Teodor Leuca, for your vision. Thank you very much, Professor Daniel Tripp, for your huge effort to apply and organizing that edition. After that, it became much more easier for us to apply and organize. Thank you very much. We appreciate the help of two friends of our faculty who supported us in organizing each of the last edition. Thank you very much, Professor Florin Constantinescu. Thank you very much, Professor Florea Hânțilă from the Polytechnica University of Bucharest. Thank you so much. For your patience, for your effectiveness, I'm looking for somebody. For your patience, effectiveness, and readiness during these editions, for your help in managing the funds and providing invoices. Thank you, Professor Alexandru Pele. This year, it is the first edition, hybrid edition of the conference. Veronica, Tiberiu, Carmen, Darie, Simina, Gabriela, Simona, Sorin, you made possible, you made this possible. Thank you very much. Oh, this is a problem with my presentation. I'm so sorry. Let me say welcome to our colleagues from Bucharest, from Brașov, Cluj-Napoca, Craiova, Constanța, Galați, Oradea, Petroșani, Suceava, and Timișoara. Let me say welcome to our colleagues from Algeria, Bangladesh, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Canada, China, Cyprus, Fiji, France, Greece, Hungary, India, Indonesia, Jordan, Malaysia, Morocco, Pakistan, Peru, Serbia, Slovakia, Spain, Thailand, Turkey, Ukraine, and Vietnam. So now, it's so easy for me to name it my colleagues, Viorica, Tiberiu, Carmen, Darie, Simina, Gabriela, Simona, and Sorin, because I can see right now around the work table all of you. So thank you very much, my colleagues. For the past months, a colleague asked me if I need help, and of course, I took advantage. Thank you very much, Mircea Arion, head of the Electrical Engineering Department, for your constant support. Finally, a very special thanks to a very special person. From the Dean, Professor Francis Ioan Hadhazi, from myself, thank you very much, Elisa Moisi. I'm looking for you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Best of luck to all the participants to our conference. Thank you.
Our next speaker, in the name of the rector of Oradea University and of its board of directors, is Professor Anca Dodescu. Thank you.
Mr. President of the Senate of the University of Oradea, distinguished deans, and distinguished conference chairman, dear guests and dear colleagues, I'm very honored to be present today at this special scientific event of the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology and to send a message from the Rectorate of the University of Oradea. I would especially like to thank the Dean and Conference Chairman, Professor Francis Hadhazi, for this invitation. The University of Oradea has the honor today to welcome at the institution premises the 17th International Conference on Engineering of Modern Electric Systems. The Rectorate of the University of Oradea particularly appreciates the excellent academic reputation and the wide international recognition of this conference, but at the same time, the work and perseverance of the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology, who built this reputation through previous successful edition of the conference and ICI Web of Science Index proceedings. This year edition of the ICEMES has a double meaning for the University of Oradea. First is the first edition of the ICEMES, since the University of Oradea became a member of the EU Green European Alliance. EU Green, European Universities Alliance for Sustainability, Responsible Growth, Inclusive Education and Environment, is a newly selected and financed by European Commission European Alliance of 9 universities: University of Extremadura from Spain, University of Angers from France, University of Parma from Italy, University of Évora from Portugal, University of Gävle from Sweden, Otto von Guericke University from Magdeburg, Germany, Atlantic Technical University from Ireland, and Wrocław University of Environmental and Life Sciences from Poland, and of course University of Oradea, within which engineering higher education is very well represented. Thus, today's scientific event is not only for the Oradea engineering community, but also for the enlarged engineering academic community of the EU Green Alliance, which paves the way for the promotion of large-scale, the next edition of your conference, and of research collaboration in the field of computer science, control system, electrical engineering, electronics, and telecommunications. Secondly, the 17th edition International Conference on Engineering and Modern Electric System is related to the celebration of 60 years of continuous higher education in Oradea. 60 years built on the foundation of the Royal Academy of Law, established in Oradea 243 years ago in 1780. The anniversary of 60 years of higher education in Oradea gives me the opportunity to wish a warm happy birthday to colleagues from the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology, and especially to those through their work and dedication contributed to today's edition of the ICEMES conference. Thanks to them, Oradea is today the meeting point of over 100 exceptional guests and participants in the field of computer science and control system, electrical engineering, electronics, and telecommunications from over 20 universities from different countries, old friends, as I heard, from Cyprus and Greece, and new ones from Peru, Malaysia, Vietnam, and many, many more. To all of our guests, a warm welcome in University of Oradea, and to all of you, success in today's and tomorrow's scientific debates. Thank you.
In the name of Oradea University Senate, we invite here Professor Vasile Aurel-Căuș. Thank you.
Dear guests, dear colleagues, welcome. I have the right to use just few words in English every day, and I already reached that number. So I will continue in the Romanian with the help of our colleagues. Încă o dată, bun venit la Universitatea din Oradea.
Welcome to Oradea University.
Mă număr printre persoanele privilegiate
I'm among the privileged persons
care au ocazia să participe la cele mai importante evenimente ale universității.
to have the opportunity to take part to the most important events organized by the university.
Vorbesc aici de festivități de deschidere, de cursuri festive,
I refer here to opening ceremonies, graduation ceremonies,
acordarea titlurilor de doctor honoris causa
awarding grant of honoris causa,
și conferințe importante de genul celei de astăzi.
and important scientific events such as the one we are taking part to today.
Pe lângă faptul că mă simt onorat pentru asta, trebuie să spuneți că în primul și în primul rând aceste evenimente mă bucură.
Besides feeling honored by being invited here, I'm also enjoying and feeling grateful for such events.
Pentru că fiecare dintre ele contribuie până la urmă la bogăția acestei universități, la mersul ei înainte, cu fiecare an care trece, universitatea câștigă puncte și poziții în clasamentele interne și internaționale.
Okay, because such events strengthen the path of our university towards its worldwide recognition or recognition at the international level.
Iar pentru această recunoaștere, evenimentul de genul acestei conferințe contribuie în mod decisiv. Se pare că plouă, inclusiv în instalația asta, nu trebuie tradus.
And for the recognition of our university, an event such as this one has a very important place.
Și de aceea, cu atât mai mult, faptul că dumneavoastră sunteți astăzi aici, faptul că începe o conferință de o asemenea dimensiune și importanță, nu face decât să, așa cum am spus, să mă bucure, să-mi amplifice și emoțiile și să mă oblige, date fiind și condițiile tehnice, să vă fac bucuria de a încheia aici această intervenție și de a fi scurți în prezentare, să vă lăsăm până la urmă să vă desfășurați principala activitate pentru care ați venit. Și ăsta este un semn că am zis bine că închei, și anume aceea a cercetării științifice. În numele Senatului și mă alătur și cuvântului venit din partea rectorului, vă urez multă baftă, sănătate și succes întregii conferințe. Mulțumesc!
We are honored to listen in what follows to the words addressed by the distinguished Professor Ulrich Rode, Professor of Technical Informatics, Microwave Systems from the University of Bundeswehr, Germany, a staff member of other universities worldwide, partner of Rode and Schwarz, Munich, Germany, as well as chairman of the board of Synergy Microwave Corporation. Formerly professor of electrical engineering at George Washington University and University of Florida, a consultant on numerous communication projects in industry and government, author of over 350 papers, 6 books, and holder of 35 patents, Professor Rode's prime interest is in microwave systems, from the signal at the antenna to demodulation. Professor Rode is one of the editors of Fundamentals of Radio Frequency and Microwave Techniques and Technologies, Springer 2023. In 2022, Professor Rode was the recipient of the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers Photonics Society Engineering Achievement Award. The award for its outstanding engineering achievement in the field of optoelectronic signal generation and optical measurement equipment for the next generation of intelligent optical networks made in December the Indian National Academy of Engineering inducting Dr. Ulrich Rode as a fellow during its ceremonies. Dr. Rode is the only third foreign fellow elected by the Indian National Academy of Engineering, preceded by Dr. Geoffrey Wineland, who won a Nobel Prize in Physics. In November 19, 2022, the Indian National Academy of Engineering thanked Dr. Rode for the outstanding contributions to the engineering and also for the dynamic leadership in the engineering domain, which have immensely contributed for the faster development of their country. In 2017, Professor Rode was awarded the Walter C. Cady Award. In 2015, he was awarded the Rabi Award. in 2014, the Indian National Academy of Engineering awarded the Professor of the C.B. Sawyer Memorial Award, and in 2002, he became the Indian National Academy of Engineering Fellow. So we are going to listen to the words addressed by Professor Ulrich Rode. Thank you.
I would like to thank Professor Bungau, the university, and all the audience to allow me to speak some of my thoughts on future education and on this university. Here you can see my business card, which places me within the Department of Electrical Engineering and Informatics. Before we go through the presentation about where do we go, and a few good news which have been told. The university is now celebrating 60 years of higher education at Oradea. On May 20th, which was a few days ago, the university hosted successfully the works of the National Council of Rectors of the Living. The Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology is the organizer of the conference called Conference of Engineering and Modern Electric System. And the Faculty of Engineering and Informatics today has 10 bachelor's degrees and 5 master's degrees. That's pretty good. So my purpose is to show you a little bit from my experience where should a modern student go, because today we are global, our education is global, the demands are global, and so what's the best thing to do? Go ahead. This refers to the conference. Here is your lovely building. This again here, next one. A little bit about my background. I am in America since 1974. I got an appointment as a professor first in 1977. University of Florida in Gainesville is a state university, very good ranking in America. And the bad thing is that most gentlemen scientists no longer living, so that's the bad part. The good part is it's next to the university. Next one. Also, I have an appointment at the George Washington University. I've given courses there at Thanksgiving. I'm not doing this anymore. This was terminated in 1982. Next one. New University appointed me in 1997. This is the official appointment certificate. I thank you for the opportunity and trusting me with the task of confusing students, as I frequently say. Next. In Germany, also an appointment, the translation is on the right side here. I'm a professor on the Federal Republic of Germany. Signed by the Secretary of Defense. We have a defense university too, one up in the North Hamburg and one in Munich. And so in 2017, I was appointed as a professor about microwave system in the Faculty of Informatics. Thank you. Now, the topic today is global markets, the marketplace of things. The global technology is what you need. And ultimately, we all educate students. These are the products the university provides. So, in a few years, what is the technologies to be used? I repeat myself, faster frequency bandwidth. Joint communication with all kinds of things is a whole discipline. I'm sure you have heard about increased security, encryption. One thing of interest, I'm sure you all have heard about these quantum computers. And these qubits, they typically have a lifetime of about a few milliseconds. That's not really discussed in the public. In order to do computation, you have to synchronize a bunch of these. Now, the time it takes for quantum theories to be synchronized is in a microsecond. So if you get a chain of all together, you lose a factor of 1,000. So only 0.1% of the time of the existence of the quantum you can use. This is not clearly explained. The other thing which is important is if you talk to these quantum computers, they are below 1 degree Kelvin in temperature. By the time you give them instruction what to do, they get warmer. So the amount of energy you can put in the quantum to do their computation is limited, otherwise it gets too long to work. Most of these detailed things are not in the public. I don't know why. A huge number of money is put there. And here, I mean, this is all numbers. This is nothing magic. Next one. Now, you have to demonstrate what works. So here's some cases where you see from point A to B here. So now we're going to have a horn here and test it so you can see what the distance, what the losses are. Next one. Now let's go back in time. How did the cell phone work? I showed you those roller already. And you remember those with the pull-out antennas here? Was mechanically unstable. These type of antennas. And from an educational point, it's interesting in mathematics how you calculate these antennas, how you make the layout to cover to 4 different bands. So that's where electromagnetic simulation comes in. So the students who learn about electromagnetics and the use of electromagnetics are very helpful. Besides electrical engineering who design the front and mix and all that integrated circuits, you need additional capability of designing antennas. Then you have to look at the structure of how the antenna transmits, hopefully not in your brain, but away from the brain. Here's some examples. Next one. You see what many antennas you put in one unit. It's amazing. You still hold the telephone in your hand when it transmits. Antennas are not just one antenna. There are multiple antennas for different purposes and values. That's quite an interesting thing. Also, they don't interact with each other. So here's a field for students to really come on with innovative ideas and learn something. Next one. Energy consumption. Well, that's a point where I am a little skeptical because in order to do all the efficiency of transistors at these high frequencies go down to a few percent. So you have a lithium-ion battery, and you have to make sure that the architecture of the radio only certain functions are available and switched on when you need to. So the energy consumption is an important thing how to do all these together. And this is a system architect. So from a student point of view, you also need people who understand systems, like people who build layouts. So that's another higher application, so to speak, than the people who make contents. We have all kinds of different disciplines within the engineering area. Now, one of the tools, it's a little advertising for hardware, right? These are the type of test equipment you need to be able to do all the measurements. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but it shows you need an enormous amount of money to put on that. And the highest, the most expensive part are the test equipment which identify the production. You cannot spend more than 10 seconds on a cell phone to make sure it's qualitative. So investment to design such test equipment and then to make it running is high. And that's why these test equipment are expensive. And you can easily spend $400, $500 million for a company to have enough test equipment to run a production. It's not simple. Next one. Now we get back to my rational staying requirements. Professional programs must prepare to become professional practitioners in their field. Okay. As an educator, we want to tell requirements of model professor. That's us. That's our audience field. What do we have to know to really make a student have all the knowledge? And so here's some ideas. Some spaces. Not all are equal, they have different focus, but you need a good combination of all things. This applies to me too, and in a few minutes you'll see what type of books I have published. It's an enormous amount of information you have to transmit. When I went to university in 1965, we had hardware, microwave circuits, and modulation. It's the same professor did this. We had amplitude modulation. Today, between to have modulation and L6 you have, and then different digital modulation, it's no longer being covered by one professor, but a whole team of professors. So that's where also the money from the education comes. Here's another list of things what's applied to a modern student. And that's an interesting statement here. The world pays not for what you know, but it pays for what you do what you know. The fact you know something, but cannot apply it, is relevant. What you do. Like, I'm not very good in some mechanical things, so if you ask me to take a nail and a hammer, I most likely don't hit the nail. But that's not my interest in education. So we all have applications where they're good. And in 2008, Oradea community be very clear that you have to not show something, you have to be able to apply it. Like a driver's license. I remember the first day I got a driver's license, I was mortified. And they call it a psychological mistake. It takes a while to adapt to this. So, by doing, you also learn. And the same thing here with education. Now you know the theory, but you're overwhelmed with information, and you have to try and stay with it until you're perfect. So that's an important thing for the students. Next one. Now, how did micro get started? This is an interesting historical area. Go ahead. In Germany, it's where I come from, Munich. This was the first useful book about microwave. They call it high frequency technique at the time. But this was in 1942, pretty much the first publication on the topic. Compared today, well, a lot of things are busy, but the event has value in a lot of useful things, so it's a nice book to have to see how everything started. Next one. From American point of view, the year later, German, in my opinion, was the best ever RF and microwave engineering ever in the United States. This book is a classic. If you buy it for $10 or something like this used, it's really good. But at the time, in 1940, 45, remember there was a war, and so the two countries, America and Germany, were more of best terms, and this literature was needed to exchange. But if you look at most books, you will find that the German was more theoretical, and the American was more practical. Next one. Then, much later, in 2001, Colin is, I think, pretty much the best we had in America. All the following were derivatives. And I have a copy of this. It's challenging because it's all mathematics, but it is what is typically in America. He shows an example and he shows you mathematically how to get there. That's the way I like to operate also. I give an example, I show you mathematically where to get and what the expected answer is going to be. It's useless to give you multiplication. You have no idea what the answer is. So the American way of doing this is give you at least one complicated example to develop it. The high equations in Germany, in my opinion, are useless. Next one. This is the most modern version in microwave engineering. Posa is very famous. I think he sold most microwave books in the world. It's based on Collins. It's quite similar. Has more information. Is less detailed, but has more information. If you have to choose between the two, I'd rather take the old one because I learned more things. But if you want to overlook whatever is there, this one is the choice. Next one. When I went to university, the first edition of 1960, this was a book at the university in Darmstadt where I came from. Taking Kunstweg is probably hard to pronounce in English, but this two-volume book, one passive and one active device, was really then the textbook we had in the German language. Next one. So this is the volume 2, this is the active, there was passive devices. Next one. And guess what? This year is coming out the success of this book here, which a few friends of mine have written. Essentially what we did is we used the same tradition and layout as the old book here. It was just brilliant the way it was done. I paid a lot of money to have the original German, one translated to English, so we have a kind of a mechanism to make sure it's easy and it fits. It's like a tablet. They delayed a few times today, so I've seen it comes out in September and then October, but this is fundamental textbook. This is not a cookbook. This goes into all the details of the United Nations. Next one. Mathematics is a key thing, so there are two textbooks which friends of mine and I've done. Here's one of the right calculus with John Wiley. Next one. Integral, these are set of equations used most frequently. And remember, I didn't write that alone, it was a team of friends we did together. Next one. Oscillator is an important part of any modern equation. So some friends, so we've written basic mathematics for the non-linear capability. Oscillators are highly non-linear, and how to, in the time frequency domain, how to do this is a textbook choice. That's the only one which really goes into all the details. It's very complex to read, but it's really highly educational and took a lot
of time to do it. Next one. The synthesizer is a key thing here. This is already a late edition. That's the latest one. And you can see how these synthesizers look. This is a dual channel arbitrary signal generator. Many phase lock loops. Next one. Microwave, non-linear and linear circuit design. It's a tough book also because it covers a huge amount. George Venlin was a friend of mine. He passed away, unfortunately. Tony Pavia was for Texas Instrument. That's me, and Rudolf is a professor at the BTU in Germany. So the four of us, we put this latest edition together here. That's the third, and yes, it's the best in class of all the textbooks. Next one. This is a wide band circuit design of all application up to a few gigahertz, covers everything, including semiconductor physics. So if you want to dive in these things, that's a good book to have. This is a little bit more like a cookbook. Next one. We talk about receivers. This covers the receiver and transmitter part of modern telecommunication equipment. It also includes the software-defined radio. When I worked for RCA in the 1980s, the American government paid for the development of what's today called software-defined radio. And all the things you want to know about this is in this book. This book is about 6 years old, still up to date. And I'm sure there are more modern ones, but I've always tried to write books which contain the basics to learn from. Next one. Now, total shift of information. Here, strategic placement. What do you want to do with all the knowledge? You have to go out and put yourself in. What do you want to have success in? How do you run a company? How do you run a laboratory? These are all kind of things, manufacturing. A lot of things, how do you strategically plan? In my time at university, we had a course, a mandatory course, which was strategic planning. How do you plan something and carry it through? Next one. And this is a highlight. Consumer behavior. What do you have to offer a consumer that he buys your product and not somebody else's? What makes you more liked than somebody else? What makes you more visible? And these are two current textbooks which have a more important impact on what you do and how much money you make. It's outside the technology, but it's more emotional. It's more psychological, in fact. Next one. At the end of the day, you graduate. In English, you say pomp and circumstances. You can see that's a traditional ceremony with all the gold chains and everything. Some universities do it still as much. In Germany, they send you a certificate in the mail. But actually, this picture was taken when my daughter got her master's degree in economics. So that's where this picture came from. Very, very colorful. Okay, well, I hope you liked my presentation. It covers a lot of information, and I hope it gives the student a way to think about it and to see what to do with the time, the knowledge. And it's my firm opinion, if you really work with all these topics and you learn them, you cannot do anything but successful. Thank you.
We thank Professor Rode for this intervention and for all the information provided, as we thank all the attendants to today's opening ceremony, and we wish success, of course, to all the participants to the conference. Thank you.